Today we're going to discuss about the answer key for the second series examination conducted for a professional communication for second semester BTech students. So there are a certain guidelines I want to discuss with you before explaining on the answers. So firstly, since it's an online test, this is not a full mark scoring paper. No answers are considered perfect, even though full marks would be awarded for elaborate explanations. Marks would be awarded based on content of the answers, presentation, and writing skills. So let's start with the answering of the questions, starting from part A. So the first question was, what is the significance of time management in an oral presentation? So the answer, you could write it as when we are doing a presentation, you have essentially signed a contract with your audience, which means in exchange for giving you their full attention, you will share your knowledge and passion about your topic, and you will share it within a specified amount of time. You can accomplish more with less effort. So when you learn to take control of your time, you improve your ability to focus. Improved decision-making ability, benefit of good management skills is the ability to make better decisions. So when you feel pressed for time and have to make a decision, you're more likely to jump into conclusions without fully considering every option. Reduce stress. Once you learn how to manage your time, you no longer subject yourself to that level of stress. Besides it being better for your health, you have a clearer picture of the demands on your time. More productivity and efficiency. It is no secret that effective time management skills make you more productive and efficient during the presentations. These skills are helpful in helping you out to finish the task as early as possible without compromising on quality. So these are the 4 points you should write. That is, you can accomplish more with less effort. Secondly, improve decision making ability. Third one, reduce stress. So, and the fourth one is more productivity and efficiency. So these are the 4 points that should be considered while you go for a time management. So significance of time management in an oral presentation should include these 4 important points. That is, you can accomplish more with less effort, improve decision making ability, reduce stress, and more productivity and efficiency. So the second question was to match the synonyms for the words given. These were the words awful, scream, renowned, and demolish. So many words were given in brackets and you were asked to match for the synonyms. Synonyms means meaning of the word. So for awful, it is terrible, scream, yell, renowned, famous, and demolish, wreck. So that was all about part A. Now we're discussing part B. The first question of part B was about plagiarism. What is plagiarism, and explain the different ways to avoid plagiarism. So, as we have heard in our previous classes or lectures, plagiarism is the practice of directly copying and then presenting an existing production without accurate citing or referencing, or passing off the product as one's own without permission from the original producer. So, that is plagiarism. The act of plagiarism simply involves taking someone else's work for ideas and using them as your own, rather than giving credit to the rightful owner or receiving consent before taking the material. So these consequences include destroyed reputation, legal and monetary repercussions, and can even result in imprisonment depending on the severity of the case. So this is all you write about plagiarism, and now I'm going to explain the 5 ways to avoid plagiarism. The third question, ways to avoid plagiarism. First one, cite your source. That is, add a citation in your writing that identifies the full name of the source, the date it was published, and any other citation element that's required. Second is include quotations. Use quotation marks around the text to denote that the words aren't your own. That is, including quotations. Third one is paraphrase. Paraphrasing is rewriting a source's ideas or information into your own words without changing its meaning. So you're meaning the same thing, but you're writing it in a different sentence. That is paraphrasing. Fourth one is presenting your own idea. Instead of parroting the source ideas or words, explore what you have to say about it. Ask yourself what unique perspective or point you can contribute in your writing that's entirely your own. Right, so that is presenting your own idea. It's not just about the source's ideas, but presenting your own idea. Right. And fifth one is use a plagiarism checker. So that is nothing but, while conducting your research on a topic, some phrases or sentences might stick with you so well that you inadvertently include them in your writing without a citation. Right? So when in doubt, using an online plagiarism checking tool can help you catch these issues before submitting your work. So before submitting a work, you need to do an online plagiarism checking tool. So you should use one of the tools for checking plagiarism to see whether you've written some similar phrases or sentences that the author or the source have written. So that is about plagiarism. Hope you're clear with the idea. So the fourth question is explain the skills needed to be a good public speaker. Right. So public speeches can cover a wide variety of different topics. The goal of the speech may be to educate, entertain, or influence the listeners. Often, visual aids in the form of an electronic slideshow are used to supplement the speech and make it more interesting to the listeners. The skills which are needed for a good public speaking are, first one, clear articulation. That is, public speakers might be able to speak well. Okay, they should be able to speak well. This includes speaking clearly, speaking loudly, using proper grammar without a lot of verbal crutches such as you, and all. You also need to be able to pace yourself so that you finish on time rather than early or late. that is clear articulation. That is, you should be clear in your clarity, should be there in your speech. Your speech should be loud enough for the spectators to hear, and using proper grammar instead of casual terms, right? This is clear articulation. That is the first skill that you need for a good public speaker. Second one is presentation skills. So presentation skills, in the sense, it includes vocal tone, body language, facial expression, and timing. So these are the things that includes in presentation skill. That is vocal tone, tone of the voice, body language, facial expression, and timing. So the right style can make a talk that could have been boring become an exciting and engaging, even funny. Right, so that is called as presentation skill. Thirdly, it is composition skill. Composition skill is nothing but you'll be able to construct talks that are rational, coherent, easy to understand, and cover all the points you want to hit. So storytelling and humor help, and you make it know how to use them. Public speaking is not only a form of performance art but also requires writing skills. That is composition skill. That is, you need to include some humor or storytelling in between to make it more attractive to the listeners. Right. Now the fourth one is PowerPoint skills. PowerPoint skills. So you must not only understand the technical aspects of using the software, but also have the artistic ability to create slides that are aesthetically pleasing and easy to understand. Right. So it's equally important to assess the needs of the audience. Some audience want a lot of technical detail, others don't. Some enjoy humor, others won't. There are jokes that work in certain crowds, but not others. So to draft a successful talk and to adopt an appropriate presentation style, you need to be able to assess the needs of your audience. So now I'm going to say a few tips for better public speaking. First one is nervousness is normal. Practice and prepare. Secondly, know your audience, as I've said in the last point. Third one, organize your material. Fourth, watch for feedback and adapt to it. Fifth, let your personality come through. 6. Use humor, tell stories, and use effective language. 6. Use your voice and hands effectively. 7. Grab attention at the beginning and close with a dynamic end. 8. Use audio-visual aids wisely. So these are some of the tips that I can give you for better public speaking. So this is a complete answer for the question that has been asked, the fourth question. Right, what are the skills needed for a good public speaker? Now the fifth question is, tone of an oral presentation matters more than the content of the message. Do you agree, and why? I'll repeat the question. Tone of an oral presentation matters more than the content of the message. Do you agree or disagree? Right, that was the fifth question. So in this question, one of the most important things for a good presentation is confidence, and nothing reflects better than your voice. Voice modulation is one of the most powerful weapons that you can have in your presentation. But not only does it reflect confidence, but also helps in convincing the audience about your beliefs and ideas. The use of effective voice modulation can mean the difference between pleasing presentation and a boring presentation. There must be consistency between the presenter's tone and the content being transmitted. Nobody can prove indignation while speaking softly, nor is possible to demonstrate control of a situation if using a desperate tone. So, tone of an oral presentation really, really matters. Hope you understood why. Right. So that's all you can say about oral presentation. You can either agree or disagree. I've agreed on the situation and I've explained the answer. If you disagree with it, you can give answer for that also. It depends on the individual. Right.